This is the 1990-91 Skybox, number 365, the Gary Payton Draft Pick Rookie. We've talked in previous videos that 90-91 Skybox and 90-91 Hoops, they were under the same parent company. That was Impel Marketing. And because of this, many ideas are shared between those two sets, including the fact that both chose to include the lottery draft picks in their Series 2 for this year. It was one of the first times that collectors could find current year rookies in base sets. In 90-91 Skybox, the draft picks appear as the third item in Series 2. They're after the coaches and then the team checklists. And these cards don't appear in draft order. In fact, Gary Payton is actually the last card of the 11-card subset. Other than this bold, colorful NBA draft logo, there's nothing to distinguish this draft pick subset design-wise. The usual gold border and the computer-generated background is still present. The reverse is slightly different as well. Instead of another photograph, you see they chose to make it primarily text-based on this one. It's also worth noting that both Hoops and Skybox chose to display some great-looking suits for these lottery draft-picked cards. Here's the Hoops one. In my video for this Hoops card, vintage cards, I'll put a link to his channel in the description. He has some real good discussions of some 1961 Fleer cards that you want to check out if you're interested in some vintage basketball. But he mentioned in the comments that these 90-91 lottery draft pick cards, this might be the first time that basketball cards featured players in suits. And you know, he might be right. I prefer the photo of that 90-91 Hoops better. I think this telephone is really a neat addition. It really takes you back to the early 90s. But despite that, I think the photo on this Skybox is kind of awkward. Now, one of the general arguments about these computerized backgrounds in 90-91 Skybox is the fact that they end up cropping out all of the action and the detail. But the cropping here is even more awkward. Look at the position of this basketball, just barely on his fingertips. This photograph was the photo of Gary Payton and David Stern. Each had one hand on the basketball. That's why the position's a bit awkward there. So yeah, they completely cropped out David Stern, and once you know that, it's tough to unsee the position of the hand and the ball there. Either way, there's a few cards from this 90-91 Skybox set that, even though it's overproduced, they're really worth having in your collection. And this Gary Payton card is definitely one of those. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.